Hi everybody, I'm Ryan, and today we're going to talk about how to sideboard against the top 10 most popular decks in Pioneer with red-black midrange. I already did a deck tech on this deck, so if you want to check out an overall view at the deck, you can check that out on the channel. This time we're focusing entirely on the sideboard. Let's jump into it. So this is the Rakdos midrange deck in Pioneer. Withering Torment is additional creature hate, but mostly we're playing it as enchantment hate. Liliana the Veil is great for any deck that is going a little slow, just to tear apart their hand. Extinction Event, excellent board wipe. Invoke Despair, again, for these slow decks, it can just give us a giant advantage. Hitotsugu Consumes All, we'd mostly playing for the first chapter, destroying each non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less, for aggro decks and stuff like that, for board wipes. Damping Sphere is excellent for decks trying to cheat mana, or decks trying to play a bunch of cards in the same turn, and Unlicensed Hearse is our graveyard hate. Now, the most popular deck in Pioneer is Rakdos Midrange is the mirror match. Against this deck, we are just trying to extract as much value as possible. Withering Torment is great. It can answer the enchantments and the creatures, which are the things we care about. Liliana the Veil is very good because not only do we want to sort of attack their hand, but mostly they're going to be winning on the top of 1 or 2 creatures, and being able to make them sacrifice it, put pressure on their hand, is super strong. Similar thing with Invoke Despair, being able to answer all the things and draw a bunch of cards. Now, as a rule, in these long-term mid-range matchups, we know the game is going to go super long, and it's really going to come down to the top decks. And Hand Destruction is an awful top deck. Yes, Thought Seizing your opponent on turn 1 is powerful, but it's not going to win you the game in this matchup. And a turn 11 top deck Thoughtseize might lose you the game. So this is how we're going to sideboard in the mirror match. The second most popular deck in Pioneer is the Gruul aggro deck. Against Gruul aggro, we're bringing in Hitotsugu Consumes All to deal with some 1-drops. And even though I don't like Liliana the Veil, just having additional removal is super important. That doesn't deal damage to you, which is why we're bringing out Withering Torment and why we are cutting Thoughtseize. This is how we're going to sideboard against the Gruul aggro deck in Pioneer, and is actually also how we're going to sideboard against the Boros Prowess deck, which is the 10th most popular deck. The third most popular deck in Pioneer is Izzet Phoenix. Against Izzet Phoenix, we're loving Damping Sphere because then it's really difficult for them to bring back their Phoenixes, and we're bringing in Unlicensed Hearse. And then as a rule, we bring out Fatal Push because it doesn't really answer anything of relevancy because people are playing Artist Talent now. So this is how we're going to sideboard against Izzet Phoenix. The fourth most popular deck in Pioneer is Blue-White Control. We're bringing in Liliana the Veil. We're just trying to extract as much value as possible. I like Liliana. I'm a fan of Invoke Despair. And then we just got to bring out as much removal as possible. Now, unfortunately, we have a little bit too much removal in our deck, which is a little rough, but some decks side into Riptide Gearhulk. So bringing in that Withering Torment's kind of fine because Fatal Push does literally nothing. So this is how I'm going to sideboard against Blue-White Control. The fifth most popular deck is Nykthos Ramp. Against this deck, Extinction Event is excellent because it pretty much wipes their entire board every single time. Damping Sphere stops Nykthos and stops the ridiculous mana stuff from happening. And Withering Torment's actually fine because just removing stuff is pretty powerful. Now, the name of the game is speed and pressure and removal. So things like Unholy Annex, where it gives us card advantage and life total advantage, don't really do anything. So we're going to be shaving on that. I like these 1-mana removal spells because it can kill the Mana Dorks. However, Duress doesn't hit a lot in the deck, so I'm just going to shave that. And that's how I sideboard against Mono Green. The sixth most popular deck is the Dimir aggro deck. Against Dimir aggro, just removal is very powerful. They don't have a lot of creatures on the battlefield very often, so we're bringing Liliana, we're bringing in that Withering Torment, and really kind of treating this like a mid-range deck, so I'm bringing out some of the Hand Destruction, and this is how I'm going to sideboard against Dimir aggro. The seventh most popular deck is 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation. Withering Torment is excellent against this deck. You need to deal pressure to their hand, so Liliana's great. Also, you need to extract some value and kill more enchantments with Invoke Despair, so that's excellent as well. And these 1-mana removal spells are god-awful against Enigmatic Incarnation, and so this is how I'm going to sideboard against them. The eighth most popular deck is Mardu Greasefang. Against Mardu Greasefang, we really have to treat it sort of like a mid-range deck because they do have a decent mid-range plan, but also attack the graveyard. So Unlicensed Hearts for that graveyard, but also we're bringing our mid-range package. Not Liliana because you don't want to help them with the discard, but this is how I'm going to bring in. We have to play a weird balance with our hand destruction because it's not very good when they go mid-range plan, but we also need to be attacking that combo because we'll just lose to it. So I like keeping 2 of the Thoughtseizes in and then just relying on removal. So Sama sideboard against Mardu Greasefang. The 9th most popular deck is Jund Sacrifice. Against Jund Sac, Unlicensed Hearse is good because it can stop us from being comboed out. Then Withering Torment can be decent against Fable or against those big creatures that like really matter. Shield is not very good. It's just too easy for them to answer. And I'm gonna shave on a Fatal Push because it's kind of hard to have it kill something that's relevant. So I'm a sideboard against Jund Sac. And we already know how to sideboard against the 10th most popular deck because this Boros Prowess, we sideboard the same as we do against the Gruul aggro deck. And there you go, how to sideboard against the top 10 most popular decks in Pioneer with Red Black Midrange. If you liked this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.